Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're uncovering two of the rarest and most valuable United States Washington quarter dollar coins that could be hiding in everyday pocket change. One of these coins might be worth far more than its face value, so stay with us until the end. You won't want to miss these incredible discoveries. First coin. United States Presidential $1 coin honoring Ulysses S. Grant immediately captures attention because it represents one of the most remarkable military leaders and the 18th President of the United States, a figure whose life stretched from the battlefields of the Civil War to the highest office in the nation. Released as part of the Presidential Dollar Program, the coin combines history and modern minting into a single golden-colored dollar that many people have overlooked in pocket change for years. At first glance, it appears ordinary, but collectors know that ordinary-looking coins sometimes hide extraordinary stories. Every portrait line, inscription, and carefully sculpted detail reflects a chapter of American history, making this dollar far more than a simple piece of currency. The real mystery begins when collectors ask a simple question that has fueled countless searches across America. Could one seemingly common Grant dollar actually be worth far more than its face value? The obverse proudly displays the distinguished portrait of Ulysses S. Grant surrounded by inscriptions identifying the president and his term in office, while the reverse features the majestic Statue of Liberty, a design shared throughout the presidential dollar series. Unlike earlier dollar coins, these pieces carried important inscriptions around the edge, including the year, mint mark, and the national motto, creating a unique appearance unlike most circulating American coins. That edge lettering introduced an entirely different collecting challenge, because even the smallest variation could capture tremendous attention from specialists. Millions entered circulation, yet only a tiny fraction possess characteristics that inspire serious collector interest, turning careful examination into an exciting treasure hunt. Collectors often become fascinated by the Grant presidential dollar because its story extends beyond history into the world of minting precision. Every coin was expected to leave the presses with sharp details, balanced lettering, and clean edges, but modern minting is never completely perfect. Tiny differences in striking pressure, die wear, alignment, or the edge lettering process can create pieces that stand apart from ordinary examples. While many unusual-looking coins are simply damaged after leaving the mint, genuine mint-made varieties and errors remain highly sought after because they represent authentic moments when the manufacturing process briefly produced something unexpected before returning to normal production. The excitement grows even stronger when examining the coin under bright light or magnification. Collectors carefully inspect the portrait for crisp facial features, study the lettering for unusual doubling, observe the rim for complete formation, and inspect the edge inscriptions for missing, weak, doubled, or misplaced lettering. They also compare the golden manganese brass color for consistency, because unusual discoloration may have different causes ranging from environmental exposure to legitimate mint-related anomalies. Every tiny detail can completely change how a collector views the coin, transforming what seemed like ordinary pocket change into an object deserving much closer attention. Then comes the part that captures everyone's imagination: value. Most Grant presidential dollars remain worth only face value or a modest collector premium, but certain authenticated varieties, exceptional conditions, or significant mint errors have attracted much stronger interest. As an illustrative example rather than a guarantee, imagine a collector discovering a verified minor variety that attracts offers between approximately $2,500 and $3,500, while another authenticated high-grade specimen could illustrate a market outcome around $5,000. These figures depend on rarity, condition, demand, and professional verification, reminding every collector that excitement should always be balanced with careful research and realistic expectations. Now picture the suspense rising even further. An authenticated mint anomaly with especially unusual production characteristics might illustrate a value around $6,000, while a genuinely scarce collector piece with exceptional desirability could illustrate approximately $7,500 under favorable market conditions. Another extraordinarily preserved or uncommon authenticated example might illustrate about $8,000, and an unusual discovery supported by strong collector demand could illustrate roughly $8,500. These examples are purely illustrative rather than promised outcomes, yet they demonstrate why experienced collectors continue examining every presidential dollar they encounter instead of dismissing them as ordinary circulation coins. Imagine reaching into an old jar of forgotten change inherited from a relative, opening a dusty drawer untouched for years, or receiving a handful of dollar coins after making a routine purchase, only to discover that one authenticated example carries characteristics collectors have searched for over decades. Even though such discoveries are exceptionally uncommon, the possibility creates powerful excitement because the reward could feel like a sudden windfall, help fund a major financial goal such as a down payment on a home, or become the unforgettable once-in-a-lifetime discovery that every collector dreams about sharing with family and friends. Responsible collecting always begins with careful examination rather than hopeful assumptions. Compare the coin's weight with official specifications. Study its metal color for consistency. Inspect whether the strike is properly centered. Evaluate whether the rim is complete and evenly formed. And look closely for genuine letter doubling rather than ordinary wear or damage. Small details matter enormously, yet many features that appear unusual to beginners are completely normal results of circulation. Professional authentication remains the safest path before assigning significant value because trained experts can distinguish legitimate mint errors from post-mint alterations that might otherwise create false excitement. Patience often separates successful collectors from disappointed treasure hunters. Instead of assuming every unusual grant dollar is valuable, document what you observe, compare it with reliable references, protect the coin from unnecessary handling, and seek evaluation from a respected professional grading service if the characteristics appear genuinely unusual. Authentication not only confirms whether a coin is authentic and accurately graded, but also provides confidence for buyers and sellers alike. In the world of numismatics, knowledge consistently proves more valuable than guesswork, and careful research can prevent costly mistakes while making every discovery far more rewarding. Somewhere tonight, another United States presidential $1 coin honoring Ulysses S. Grant may still be resting unnoticed inside a forgotten piggy bank, hidden beneath old furniture, tucked into a family collection, or quietly waiting in everyday pocket change, carrying a story no one has recognized yet. Whether it ultimately proves ordinary or becomes an authenticated collector prize, the thrill lies in the search itself, because history has repeatedly shown that remarkable treasures sometimes appear in the most unexpected places. And if you think this remarkable presidential dollar has an incredible story, wait until you see the next shocking American coin whose hidden secret has stunned collectors across the country. Second coin 2007, United States presidential $1 coin honoring George Washington, arrived as the very first release in the presidential dollar program, instantly becoming more than just another dollar coin, because it celebrated the nation's first president while launching an entirely new collecting series. The moment this golden-colored coin entered circulation, collectors realized they were witnessing the beginning of a modern chapter in American numismatic history. Its portrait of George Washington projects confidence and determination, while the reverse displays the Statue of Liberty as a reminder of the ideals that shaped the United States. Millions were struck, yet the excitement surrounding the first issue created an unforgettable demand that still echoes through collections today, proving that historical importance can sometimes matter just as much as rarity itself. Unlike many earlier dollar coins that struggled to gain public acceptance, the George Washington presidential dollar carried enormous curiosity because it represented both history and innovation. The coin's edged lettering, containing the year, mint mark, and national mottos instead of placing them on the obverse or reverse, surprised collectors and everyday Americans alike. Many people never noticed this unusual feature until they carefully examined the edge, creating moments of surprise that inspired countless searches through pockets, drawers, and forgotten coin jars. That simple design choice transformed an ordinary-looking dollar into one of the most discussed modern United States coins of its era. As collectors looked closer, fascinating varieties and mistakes began to surface, fueling headlines and auction conversations. Some coins left the mint without the required edge inscriptions, creating the famous missing edge lettering variety that quickly earned the nickname Godless Dollar, because the motto normally found on the edge was absent. Others displayed weak edge lettering, doubled inscriptions, or striking abnormalities that attracted specialists eager to document every unusual example. Although the overwhelming majority of 2007 George Washington dollars remain common circulation pieces, these remarkable mistakes demonstrated how tiny production differences could dramatically change collector interest and transform an ordinary coin into a memorable discovery. The visual appeal of this coin extends far beyond its historical portrait. Its warm manganese brass color often develops attractive golden, honey, or even slightly olive tones depending on storage conditions. Sharp mint-state examples reveal crisp hair details, bold lettering, smooth fields, and clean surfaces that reflect careful preservation. Coins that escape circulation with brilliant luster often command far greater attention than heavily worn examples, because every untouched detail allows collectors to appreciate the craftsmanship intended by the United States Mint. Even subtle differences in strike quality can separate an average specimen from one that immediately catches an experienced collector's eye. Every collector dreams of opening an old box or inherited collection and finding something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. That dream becomes especially powerful with the first presidential dollar because millions entered circulation, meaning countless examples still remain mixed with ordinary change. Stories occasionally emerge of overlooked coins sitting untouched for years before someone noticed an unusual edge, striking characteristic, or preservation level that changed everything. These discoveries remind collectors that patience often matters more than luck, and that remarkable finds sometimes begin with nothing more than careful observation and curiosity. Now imagine the emotional journey when value enters the story. While ordinary circulated examples usually carry only modest premiums, illustrative market scenarios show how unusual characteristics can change the picture dramatically. Minor but collectible variations might attract interest around $2,500 to $3,500 in exceptional situations. High-grade certified examples could illustrate values around $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies may reach approximately $6,000. Especially desirable collector pieces could illustrate around $7,500. And exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples may approach $8,000. Particularly unusual discoveries with strong collector demand might illustrate values near $8,500, while extraordinary or historically significant certified examples have been imagined at up to $9,000 in this storytelling ladder. These figures are illustrative examples rather than guarantees, because every coin's actual value depends on authenticity, condition, rarity, certification, and current market demand. The emotional impact of finding such a coin is easy to understand, because even an illustrative value of several $1,000s could represent a meaningful down payment on a home, eliminate lingering debt, fund a long-awaited family vacation, or arrive like a sudden windfall when least expected. The possibility of uncovering something extraordinary inside an ordinary handful of dollar coins creates excitement that keeps collectors searching year after year. Although these remarkable outcomes remain uncommon, the dream continues because history has repeatedly shown that overlooked treasures sometimes appear where nobody expects them. Responsible collecting begins with careful examination instead of hopeful assumptions. Compare the coin's weight with official specifications using an accurate digital scale. Study its golden metal color for anything unusual. Inspect the strike alignment to ensure the design appears properly positioned. Examine the rim shape for irregularities that could indicate minting abnormalities. And use magnification to search for genuine letter doubling rather than ordinary machine effects or damage. Lighting from multiple angles often reveals details invisible at first glance, while photographs can help compare suspicious features with known varieties documented by experienced collectors. Whenever a coin appears unusually sharp, displays missing edge lettering, shows dramatic doubling, or presents characteristics that seem different from ordinary examples, professional authentication becomes the most responsible next step. Independent grading and authentication experts can determine whether unusual features resulted from genuine mint production or post-mint damage, protecting both collectors and buyers from costly mistakes. Certification also provides confidence, preserves the coin's condition inside a secure holder, and establishes an impartial opinion that becomes especially important whenever significant value may be involved. The 2007 United States presidential $1 coin honoring George Washington continues proving that remarkable stories can begin with the simplest objects we overlook every day. Somewhere inside an old dresser drawer, forgotten piggy bank, inherited collection, or neglected coffee can filled with spare change. Another fascinating example may still be waiting for someone willing to examine it with patience and knowledge. Perhaps the next unforgettable discovery is already resting only inches away, quietly hiding its true identity until the right pair of eyes finally notices it. And the next coin we'll explore may reveal an even more astonishing secret that few collectors have ever imagined.